Screek. That's how you. Okay. All right, ready? Let's start.
All right. This is Morons at First Sight, the unofficial, official Married at First Sight recap podcast, where we break down the ins and outs of morons of Married at First Sight. To help you down this journey, I'm Ricky.
I'm Aury.
And this is Morons at First Sight. You notice how I tried to read that differently this time?
Yeah, your tone was different.
I tried to read it exactly how they say, this is Married at First Sight, like on this show.
Yeah.
Like,
this is Married at First Sight.
yeah, like I was watching that and I was like, ooh, I should try and replicate that. Because I think it's the pastor that...
Yes. I like yours better, though.
Well, thank you. Let me get all this.
Yeah, dust your shoulders.
There's so much dirt there. Oh my God.
Please. Come brush your shoulders.
Someone
off,
get the...
Okay?
All right, sweet.
Somebody get a broom.
No, we need something bigger than a broom. We need a
Dyson vacuum to fucking suck it all up.
I was going to say an excavator or something.
Oh.
What are those like construction thingamajigs called?
You know what we do need is a butt plug. They're back to last episode.
Just get this butt plug off of my shoulder.
Somebody get this solid gold butt plug off my shoulder. Okay.
I don't know where they're coming from. All right, so this is episode 3.
Yeah.
We are trace deep now, and we are watching season 7, episode 3 for all you folks paying attention at home. So, recap it for us. Give us a quick rundown of what happened in season 3.
You mean episode 3, season 7?
Yes.
Yes. In episode 3, basically they finished their weddings. They kind of had their wedding night, and I mean, I feel like last episode we saw their wedding night, and then this episode we saw it all over again, and then they began their journey on going to their honeymoon. So they didn't even go to their honeymoons yet. They had brunch with their families, and then they're in transit to the honeymoons now.
So basically, what I gathered from this episode was it is so fucking drawn out. Because they never did that before in the previous seasons. I think as this show increases in popularity, they're like, how can we get more episodes out of nothing? So now they're using all the B-roll footage that like they left over. Like, you know, I never saw season 1 or 2. When did we start watching this show?
I think 5.
Season 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
Okay. So probably like in season 1, they're like, ooh, let's put all the juicy stuff in there. And they threw all the B-roll footage just at the fucking wayside.
Right.
And now they're like, we have their attention now. Let's throw in all this useless footage of them like exchanging numbers in the car. Or...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like in this episode, I thought last episode we saw their wedding night. Or like the night when they go back to their rooms. Like we saw that last episode. And they literally took
like 20 minutes.
20 minutes of this first part of this episode to re-show all of that. I was like, we already saw that. Like, what? That was annoying. But there were some juicy things to be found in this episode, and I do have extensive notes. So.
Ooh. Extend to us.
Extend. Who should we start with?
All right. So I have Danielle and Bobby at the top of my list.
Oh, your favorite couple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start with them. What did you think?
I think they banged because they're the only couple that didn't have anything that everyone else talked about banging, right?
Right.
Tristan and Mia, everyone was like, no, we didn't bang. Amber and Dave, everyone's questioning them about them banging. It was radio silence for Bobby and Danielle. So I think they banged for one.
Yes. And can I just say on that same note that they had a plate of condoms laid out in front of them, and 2 things Bobby said that drove me nuts were, number one, he was like, oh, it was a plate of maybe 8 condoms, and he goes, oh, that's more than I've ever used in my life. And I was like, we know, Bobby. We know. Like, unless he's referring to the fact that all he does is raw dog.
He probably raw dogs. I mean, he is psychotic.
Well, and then he... I don't know about that connection, but... And then he also said, he was like, oh, I could never fit a Magnum condom. Did you hear that?
So I'm glad you brought that up because literally under Danielle and Bobby, the first thing I wrote is all the condoms.
Yeah. I wrote, Bobby admits to not being able to fit Magnum condoms. Which is, I mean, you know what, Bobby? It's fine.
A normal size penis is just, it's that.
Right. Average, no problem.
Yeah,
but
no.
Why would he say that on national TV? Like, just to be like, I'd never fit a Magnum condom.
Well, see, here's the thing I think about Bobby is he does not know how to act in front of a camera, or like he's just kind of like, oh, condoms gotta make a weird comment. Hi, I can't.
Or a chick.
Yeah.
Because when he said that to Danielle, she was like,
okay.
Yeah, she went, she wasn't into it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That was fucking weird, dude.
But I think they used them.
Man.
You don't think they banged?
I didn't think that they had sex.
Really?
I'm actually surprised that you thought that.
I'm just using context clues to come to my prediction because everyone else talked about banging, not a single word from them.
But they still seemed a little bit like awkward, kind of. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like after you have sex with someone, there's like a level of tension that's like not there anymore as much.
Except when you just met that person and you just married them and then you bang them.
Well,
there's still going to be like a thread of awkward air. It's like,
true,
true. So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
That's a good point.
I don't know how I would act if I had just banged someone I just married without knowing them at all, but I get what you're going, but I think...
Yeah, you're right. I guess I wouldn't just be like, we're good now. Like, yeah, I'm connected to you. Yeah, it wouldn't happen.
Danielle was like super all about talking about sex and stuff. And I like my next note I put is Bobby won't make the first move. Because you hear them make that comment about that he wouldn't make the first.
His friends said that. She'd have to make the first move. Like, great. Another way, he's such a fucking pussy, dude.
I don't know like how to like really say this other than just saying it's like he won't make the first move other than when it comes to murder. Just because going on the run of of thinking he's psycho and his psychotic like rings, he's like,
right.
The only time he'll make a first move is when it comes to murdering someone. Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll die at the end of this episode, or I mean season.
Oh, one can only hope.
What else?
That's a terrible thing to wish. I hope they die.
Oh, I don't hope she dies. I just maybe he will kill her, but. Another thing about Bobby is he keeps saying that Danielle is beautiful inside and out, which is nice, but he doesn't know that. It's a bold statement to be like, to know someone for 12 hours and tell them they're beautiful inside and out. Like,
it's all for the camera.
They just met.
Well, I mean, what is he supposed to say, though? It's like, you're beautiful, but your insides, I don't know what they're like yet. They might be ugly. They might be gross. Could be great. But for the sake of your feelings, I'm going to say your insides are beautiful.
You're probably a total bitch. No, he could be like, you seem so nice. Or nothing. He could just shut the fuck up. I don't know.
I think he likes the idea of marriage more than actually being married.
All of these people do.
True.
Because they have no idea what it means to be married or in, like, I feel a committed relationship. I'll be bold and even say that.
Because, like, when they're talking to the therapist, or the expert, whatever you want to call them, he's just like, how's being married? He's like, oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. And I'm just like, why is it this awesome and this early in this stage? Like, oh, God, it's the greatest thing I've ever done. I love it.
Right.
Oh, man, give me another one.
Well, maybe also because they had sex. That's why he feels that way. That's why he's like, it's awesome, because he just got laid.
See, now you're drawing the connections I'm drawing. There you go.
That makes sense. All right, I'm down with that.
See?
I'm down with that.
They're boning. They're all boning. And she was folding lingerie in front of like him when they're packing for the honeymoon. She
folded some allegedly sexy outfits.
Did you hear his like weird comment when he's like, hey, can I see you in that lingerie? It was like the one-on-one interview with the camera.
Yeah.
And it was just so awkward and uncomfortable.
Yes. She was folding it up and he was like, hey, I really want to see her in that. I was like, yeah, we know. You know what I mean? Like, We know if you're with someone you want to see them in underwear, Bobby. Just chill out, dude.
He's like the little 13-year-old kid that just saw a nipple for his first time. Like, oh, whoa.
Like when we were in middle school, we went to go see Harold and Kumar, like White Castle, and I feel like that was like one of the first time, not the first time that the guys we were with had seen boobs, because I'm sure they watched porn and stuff. We were like 13, but you know, it was like whoa.
Gotta look away for the respect of everyone around here.
The guys I was with did not do that. They were like 13-year-old perverts, but
Oh.
I mean, who can blame them? But that's how I feel like Bobby is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everything's like him for boobs for Bobby.
And he has a little boy's haircut.
His haircut looks kind of like mine.
Ricky, no, it doesn't.
Come over to the side. Are you knocking my haircut?
No, his is like exactly apart.
In the middle?
Yeah, I think no, to the side a little bit, but he doesn't do anything to it. Like
I don't do anything to my hair either.
Ricky, you guys do not have the same hair.
You're insulting Bobby. You're insulting me.
You're the one who hated his bow tie.
Yeah, but I'm not wearing a bow tie.
You don't have the same fucking haircut as him. You don't.
All right.
I would tell you and we'd fix it. I'm not letting you walk around like that. One thing that's good about them, since all we're doing is shit talking Bobby having a small penis and being scared, is that it seems like changing the last name always kind of ends up being an issue for the couples, and it can kind of be a point of like resentment, I would say. So at their family brunch, where her family was there and his family was there the next day, Danielle said that she would probably change her last name, and it made Bobby happy. And I think,
and she said she wouldn't hyphenate.
Yeah, she was against hyphenating, and she was all for taking his last name, which made him happy. And
which is Dobb, by the way.
His last name's Dobb.
Dobb.
D-O-B-B.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Dobb.
Bob Dobb.
I fucking. Are you sure?
I watch with subtitles on. Do you watch with subtitles?
No.
Oh, you watch with subtitles, you get more of an effect. You know, you can really dig down deep into the episode.
Really? Because I always read them ahead of time, and then I like.
Yeah.
I have to be more in the moment.
Well, let's try it out. But yeah, I was reading it and it said D-O-B-B, Bob Dobb, and he's like, Danielle Dobb would be a cool name.
No, it wouldn't. Like, whatever. But, I mean, that's nice that she... I'm such a hater on him. But she wants to change her last name, and I think that's good. I mean, they, you know, that's always an argument for the couples, I think, later on in the episode. So it's good that they're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
I think that's good for them.
I want to see an argument one day on this show where the woman wants the guy to take her last name.
Bobby would probably be the one to do it.
Marriage is awesome. You're so beautiful in and out. Can I have your last name?
And then he rides a fucking mechanical bull into the sunset.
Yeehaw!
But yeah, I thought that was good for them. And then another thing, I have to agree with Bobby. He did say in their like therapy session or whatever before they went to the honeymoon, he said that Danielle's hard to read. And I totally agree with him on that.
I mean, how well can you read someone though? Like within, like you said, 24 hours of knowing someone.
But she has a complete like flat affect. Like I can see how you wouldn't know. Like if you're a guy, like you wouldn't be too sure. Like is she into me? Is she not? Like she probably has to verbalize things more because she just is like she.
Which she said that she doesn't do.
Show a lot of emotion. Yeah, and she was like, yeah, I have like trouble kind of affirming, you know, to people that I care for them or whatever the case is. So I get that for him, and I can see how potentially down the road that might cause issues because, like, I don't know, it could be hurtful, you know, to be with someone like that.
Yeah.
So those are some things about them.
All right, I have one last question for Danielle and Bobby. This is mainly focused on Bobby, though. Mm-hmm. Why is Bobby always so red?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
His face is like always tomato red.
Yeah. Because he's angry.
He's like suppressing his psychotic tendencies.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's
just like ready to pop at any moment.
Yeah, he's.
If she doesn't put that goddamn lingerie on right now, I'm gonna fucking murder her. Hi, you're so beautiful. Your insides are beautiful.
I could see him having sex and like accidentally strangling you to death or a girl to death. Like, is that like that's so like far reach? But I could see him being like so into it, and he's just like.
And then afterwards, oh no, not again! What did I do?
He would cry afterwards, but bury the body.
And then call his therapist like, it happened again.
It happened again.
It'd be like an American Psycho type of thing.
Right. But he had no remorse.
Did he need... Wait,
No,
Bobby or...
American Psycho is a complete and utter sociopath.
Isn't Bobby, though?
Yeah, but I think his first kill would make him cry, and then it would change him. His character development.
But would he continue to kill after that?
Yeah.
Would he play Huey Lewis in the news while killing people?
Oh my god.
Hit the B square. I like shit talking Bobby.
I know.
He's gonna watch this episode one day. I mean, I guess he already did from time travel.
Right.
Another callback to last episode. Watch
Who?
Watch her. Now.
Okay, who's next? Do you want to do me and Tristan or Amber and Dave? You want to say me and Tristan for last, and I know exactly why.
Why? Wait,
well,
I do?
We'll talk about it. Oh, you don't? I feel like you do because it's so juicy.
I'm kind of feeling that I just have a really funny comment that I made about Dave that I just want to share.
Okay, Amber.
So we'll do Amber and Dave?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So...
So boring.
What did you... Yes. Okay, so during when they woke up, fuck. I'm losing train of thought right now. I just remembered one last thing I wanted to say about Danielle and Bobby before we moved on.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you know how they just woke? They like the camera says they just woke up and they want food and stuff.
Yeah, and he went and got her plate of food.
Yeah,
and brought it to her in bed.
Here's my little spiel or star grit. What's that word I'm looking for?
Like your gripe on that?
Yes.
You have a gripe for it?
They did not just fucking wake up at all. Because for one, Danielle was wearing like these big ass lashes.
Okay, yeah, you started noticing her false eyelashes.
Yes.
No, she slept in those because they were coming off on the edge.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she did sleep in those.
But I have another factoid that helps my argument.
Yeah.
Well, they're like on the camera like, oh, we just got up, blah, 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 blah. You hungry for anything? And then you think, oh, he's going to go make her breakfast. No, there's a table of fucking food right there, already pre-set out and laid out and stuff. No one came in the middle of the night, laid a basket of fruit and omelets or whatever the fuck pastries, and just like, all right, we're going to leave this here for when you wake up. No, someone came in there, woke them up, said, hey, production's starting. Here's a table of food. Act like you woke up and record yourself, and boom.
Yeah, it panned over to that. I thought the same thing when he was like, let's get some breakfast, or let me get you some breakfast. I was like, oh, because they're in a big-ass cabin, like it probably has a kitchen. I was like, oh my God, he's going to make her breakfast. That's so nice.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then it pans over, and first of all, their breakfast is bullshit anyway. Their breakfast is orange juice, fruit, and like 3 miniature pastries that obviously came from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen those before.
Exactly. I don't know why, but when I was watching that, like I just got like furious. My blood was starting to boil. I was like, you did not just fucking wake up.
Well, Ricky, they couldn't have just woken up because the camera was on them. Like they had to let those people in and not be naked. Because otherwise they would have woken up. They would wake up.
Woken.
What's wrong with me? I worked so hard today. I was so busy all day. Anyway, they would have woken up and been butt naked. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or,
I know.
I don't know.
But I just like to call out the fallacies of the show and be like, you motherfuckers are lying to me. I see the production. I know what's going on.
Well, this season is more kind of staged seeming in a lot of ways because like last season and the seasons previous, if I'm wrong, tell me, but I think that they would wake up and then be like, we just woke up. And then like somebody would knock on the door and bring them breakfast. It wasn't just like in there on their nightstand when they pretend woke up. So like this season is a lot more like staged or I guess thought out, and it's just a little different.
Yeah, we picked a weird season to start this podcast on.
Right.
The moment that everything changes, we're thrown for a loop.
I know, but we can point out those things and still have fun.
That's true. All right, now we're on to boring and boring. I mean, Amber and Dave.
Oh my god. Dude, we say this every episode. They're so fucking boring.
That might be the reason why these two last, is because how fucking boring they are.
Right.
All
well,
right.
Dave's fucking weird. All right. Well, say what did you have to say about them?
Well, I was going to say, just as more pertaining to how boring Dave is. It's like, did you like how... I thought this was actually kind of really nice at first. Like, he made a scrapbook of himself.
Yes, as a child.
To give to Amber. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He's kind of like just introducing her to his boring life.
Yeah.
Where there's going to be nothing in that book because he's so boring.
It was just him, like, laying on grass
Yep.
at every age.
But did you like...
So boring. Like, he never even, like, played sports or, like, did anything his whole life.
This is me laying in Kentucky bluegrass. Right. This is me laying in yellow grass.
Me in crabgrass. Like, this is me in fucking cattails.
But what I think happened is Dave came to the future, just like Bobby did, watched our episode, knew how much shit we were talking about him being boring.
Yeah.
That he had to showcase the fact that in one of those pictures he had a mustache. Just to show how of an exciting person he can actually be.
No, but that's even more of a testament to how fucking boring he is that he was like, oh, I had to include one of me with a mustache just so you could know, like, I'm crazy.
Wild streak!
Right. Ooh, Dave had a wild streak where he grew out a mustache and was the same person. Like, it's so boring.
It's great.
I can't.
I don't know. Maybe one of these days, he'll excite us and stuff. But he's so boring that his parents even know he's boring. So he gave so they had to go to brunch, right?
So that, to me, was a major red flag.
Yes.
That at his brunch, when it's supposed to be her immediate family and his immediate family the morning after the wedding, which is traditional, great.
Mm-hmm.
He had his three... What are they? Best men? Groomsmen?
Groomsmen.
3 groomsmen there instead of his family. And Amber didn't like it either. I think that was kind of a red flag. He was like, oh, his excuse was, oh, these guys are closer to me than my family.
Okay. I totally agree with you. That is a red flag. And I have instances where, like I feel close to my friends than I do my family sometimes and things. Because friends are like the family you get to choose, right? Not defending them. But what I'm saying is that's a cover-up.
Yeah.
The reason why his parents didn't come and show for brunch is because they're so bored of Dave. They don't even want to be involved in his fucking life. They're just they're like, oh, we got to deal with our shithead of a son today.
The kid we took pictures. No, they're just as boring as him because of that fucking scrapbook. They didn't do shit his whole childhood.
Just took pictures of him in grass.
Right. I think that was a red flag. I mean, obviously, like, okay, people have, like, divorced parents or, like, interesting family dynamics, blah, 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 but still, that's still fucking weird to me. And
to not have a very minimum.
A sister, a brother, even.
I mean, just, it's a wedding. The mom and dad, like.
Yeah.
Those are the two people, like, you're merging two families together. The parents are gonna have to meet, and like that's
and it's a time, for your families to spend more quality time together. Because when you marry someone, like, you become a part of their family, and vice versa. Like, you become that person's parent's daughter, and they become like your parent's son, or whatever. So, to me, it's like. And they didn't know each other beforehand. It's not like they knew each other and their families met or whatever. Just that was weird.
But I can understand having the friends there, but at the minimum having the parents and the friends there.
Right?
Because if you're, like I said, friends can be like family.
Yeah.
But just I don't know.
Yeah, like there's definitely
just shitting on his family just right on national television. Like, my parents suck.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that's true. Like, I think either, number one, he does have some kind of issue with his family, and I don't know, not every family's perfect, and I definitely can't say anything about that, but I just think, like, it's a red flag, and it says something maybe about how he is or how his family is, and like it's something to consider if you're marrying into that. Or he doesn't take this very seriously, and he just has his friends there because he doesn't even want to involve his family as much because he's still kind of like, well, I can annul this or leave. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of planting ways for him to be able to more easily get out of it. That's how I would read that if I were Amber. I'd be like, well, he might not be as serious about this.
That's a very astute observation.
Yeah. That was my take.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Not being able to, I can't top that.
So I wrote that, and then I wrote, I also wrote that they definitely fucked. How did you not think that? Because when they were at nighttime, she pulled the covers over his head, and I wrote a quote. He goes, "Oh my God, that feels amazing."
Did he?
Yeah. Like she was jerking him off or something, like while the camera crew was in there. I don't know what was going down, but it felt amazing.
Maybe. I don't know. I was just going off the fact that they said that they didn't bang, but then of course they are in front of the family.
Yeah, well, her family.
And also there was the people that lied about banging on a previous season.
Yeah, I honestly would probably... I'm not a liar, but I would in that instance 100% lie. Like, it's not even lying. It's just like, that's private. I wouldn't at brunch with my family be like, oh, he blinked me. You know what I mean? Like,
it was even weirder that like Amber's mom was like the one who was like pushing it. He's like, "Did you finalize the ceremony?
Right.
Did you?
Right.
You?" Mom.
And on TV, like, let alone, saying it to your family, like, yeah, I got fucked. Like, I don't, on TV, I can see how they don't, I totally could see how they lied. And they did lie because, again, something went down. Yeah. Because it felt good for Dave.
See, for me, I think, like, I wouldn't care about lying to the TV. If, like, TV, you're on TV already, it's a marriage thing, sex is already out in the fucking open. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I had sex. Whatever.
But
it's
that's
expected.
About you being like, I had sex. You know what I'm saying? You got to consider the other person. Like, consider if that's your girl. Mm-hmm. Like, when you're dating someone and you care about them, I know these people don't know each other, but you care about them. You're not like, yeah, I fucked her, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to, like, put that shit out there like that. Like, maybe for me, too, I'd be like, yeah, I fucked. Who cares? But I wouldn't want to, like, I don't know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But my second point was like, in front of my family and stuff, I'd probably be like, yeah, no, we didn't do anything.
I just wouldn't say
nothing. Did you guys bang? These Crispits are nice.
That's why this show's fucking weird too. Like, my family would never say that. Like, my dad wouldn't be like, so what happened? Like, or my sister wouldn't be like, yeah, did you fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
People are all fucking weird, dude.
Well, there's one also, I guess, moving on from that. Mm-hmm. Did you catch the one part where Amber said that it was like, she had like a Bobby moment where she's like, you know what I like about being married is I can make all the mistakes I want and he can't leave me.
He can't leave me. I was like, no, that's 100% not what it means to be married.
You're trapped.
Right. Like, well, she also was like, after she found out that, God, what's his name? Dave, that his family.
Did you actually forget his name right there, or are you just selling it?
No, I did, because I almost called him Bobby. I can't fucking keep up with these people. So when Dave, his family, wasn't coming to brunch, Amber already was like, oh my God, like, did I make a mistake? Do I need to get out of this? So we've already heard the first talks, which these people do throughout the entire show, being like, should I give up? Because they don't work hard for shit. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. That's like my ding, ding, ding. I always like to see when they start getting those talks. So she already has said that.
I have a feeling, though, that those talks, though, are from like future interviews where they've already gone through stuff where they're because if you notice these things, they're wearing the same clothes during that, so it's way down the road, and then so that's when they're recapping. It's like, oh, in my mind, should I give up? So they're thinking on the past from the future, so it's hard to gauge that off because at that moment she may have not even been thinking that at that time, but in the future she probably was, and also thinking thinking hypothetically out loud for the sake of the camera. They're like, say whatever's on your mind. So
that's true. It's like their fucking personal journal or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just letting their emotions out. But still, I mean,
it still came
like
out
10 hours in. She was like, "Did I make a mistake?" I mean, that's like.
Oh, I guarantee you, it's been going through their head like the entire time. It's like, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? Because if I fucking married someone like that, I'm sure I'd be saying that every step of the fucking way. Like opening the door. Did I make a mistake? It's like.
Well, wait till she finds out how boring Dave really is. Mistake.
And it's gonna be like an Arrested Development type of moment. I've made a huge mistake.
Also, she's just obsessed with having a baby.
Did she make more baby talk during it?
Dude, she mentioned it like the whole episode. And then at the end, she was like, who knows? Maybe we'll have a honeymoon baby. And Dave goes,
oh, she did say that.
Yeah, and Dave got so uncomfortable. Obviously.
Because I wouldn't want to have a baby with someone I just met like 2 days ago.
No, and that's the thing I think, too, that makes this so weird is, like, think about it. Like, okay, just because they're, I guess, married, she feels it's safe for her to suddenly say that to somebody she doesn't know at all. But if she was on a first date with a guy, this is essentially a first date still. Because what? They had a party the night before. It's like they went to a party, they came home, they had sex, and they woke up the next morning and had breakfast together and decided to go, chill for the rest of the day. It's like an extended first date. Mm-hmm. You would not go on an extended first date with someone and be like, maybe you'll get me pregnant this weekend. Like, you would never fucking, even if you secretly wanted that, you would not say that.
Well, maybe you wouldn't. I would. Maybe would. He'll get me pregnant. Wait, how does that work? I don't know.
How? Yeah. No, but like, that's why it's just like, it's so forced because of the situation. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then
they're gonna have a baby. Did I just totally throw you off your rocker?
You think so?
No, I don't think so. I was just throwing a comment out there.
I was like, what? Is that your prediction?
No.
Oh my god. Also in the preview for next episode or whatever,
mm-hmm.
I just want to say that
say it.
I want to say that it did come back. That Dave was like, oh, if I would have known she dated that guy at the
That's
gym,
right. Yes, you called it.
I never would have done this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I called it.
I wish we had like a little clapping noise right now, but golfers clap.
Yeah. Oh.
By the way, some of those pictures of him as a kid were of him golfing too. So he was a boring kid. Okay, I mean,
boring.
Well, there's not much more we can say about that, I guess, but still.
But he's so boring. But yeah, so he was like, if I would have known she dated that guy at the gym, then I wouldn't have even signed up for this or done this with her. Which, how shallow.
I want to know who this guy is.
I need to see this guy.
Because it could be either two extremes. It can be either he's amazing or he's shit.
Right. I actually need to look him up because I can find anyone on the fucking internet. So I need to put my skills to the test. And
find the guy she dated.
Find him. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find him so we can see what he looks like. Because I have to know, like, who is this guy to the point where he's like, oh, I never would have dated her, like, or I never would have gotten into this. Like, that's so fucked up and shallow to me.
Yeah, because who gives a fuck? Obviously, she's not with him now.
Right.
She either realized what qualities were just like, okay, these are not good, and left, or he left her.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, whatever happens, like, if you like who she is and you like the person that she is, then whatever she did, you are supposed to accept that.
Yeah, the past is the past. You move forward and be like, your past kind of sucks, but, I can't change it, but let's move on.
So it's all good. The reality is that this guy is just way hotter than Dave. I guarantee you that the guy from the gym is really hot, and that's why Dave is acting this way.
You think?
Yes, I know he is.
All right, so
think about how they described him. They said, like, typical Dallas douche. I don't know what that means. Obviously, I'm not from there. But if you would say, like, he's a typical gym douche or a typical this douche, that means he's hot with, like, a horrible personality. And that's fine. I'm just saying, like, Dave, this guy's, and he goes to the gym, like, he's probably hot, and Dave's
He sounds like the kind of guy that doesn't wipe down his machines.
Yeah, or he keeps sitting on them on his phone, like, for fucking ever between sets. You have to, like, work in with him. But I bet this guy's hot. And I bet that's why he's butthurt about it. Because otherwise, like, if the guy was ugly, or, like, no threat, I don't think he would be as mad.
You think?
Yeah, I think he would feel like he won. That's my theory.
It's a good theory. I'm inclined to agree. Because, yeah, people are only scared of threats.
Yeah.
I mean, duh, that's...
Well,
that's the bare bone definition of a threat. Fuck.
No, but it's true, yeah. Like, he wouldn't be so worked up if he didn't feel kind of, like, somehow threatened by it. Like, he's butthurt over it. It's because the guy's hot.
Yeah. All right. I'll take that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of, like, my own prediction, but, I mean, that just makes too much sense.
Yeah. Anything else on Amber and Dave?
Or Dave banged him. Wrong time to say that while you're taking a sip of water, huh?
Yeah, Dave's...
That's my old hot piece of ass.
Oh, God.
That's all right. That's my prediction then.
All right, that Dave fucked the guy. No, the guy fucked Dave then.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah. Dave is way too boring to fuck anyone.
Yeah, no, he got fucked.
Dave gets fucked.
He gets fucked.
I can't wait till Dave watches this one day. He's gonna reach out to us. I'm not boring. And he's gonna try like come to our house like balloons and like party clothes and stuff. Like, look how exciting I am. Like,
right.
No, you're not.
You're not.
Dave, just accept it.
And that guy from the gym's hotter than you, Dave. I'm sorry, I already know. Okay, that's it for them, I think. For me.
That's all I got.
Okay, Mia and Tristan.
All right, so what do you think happened? She's a murderer. She's a murderer.
He said hold on. He has no idea why she's been detained. They still never really gave anything away.
All right, so let's describe this situation for anyone who's listening and doesn't watch the show for some reason.
Right. Why are you listening? But thank you. So they're going on their honeymoon to Cancun, and they are in the airport. They do one last video being like, we're so excited and probably gonna fall in love. And he kisses her head. By the way, that's some headway because they hadn't kissed until now.
He was resting his chin on her.
Yes, resting his chin on her, and then he gave her a little kiss. Mm-hmm. And then she was detained. At
7:45 a.m.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. Mia is detained at the airport and is nowhere to be seen in sight.
And I don't think and Tristan doesn't know why. He has no idea why she's detained, and they basically can't go to
Cancun.
Yeah, like he can't even go on the honeymoon. I personally, you've only been married 12 hours at that point. What, 24 hours? I personally would have gone to Cancun. I'd be like, she'll meet me there, or it's already paid for, so.
You can't waste this trip.
And my hands are tied. My hands they're tied. You know what I'm saying?
Stop, babe. Nothing I can do. Stop, babe.
Stop, babe. Stop, babe.
See you later. I'll see you in Cancun.
Hands are tied. See you on the surfboard or something. But honestly, I would have gone. I don't know why he didn't go. I still would have gone to Cancun and just waited there. Like, it's way better. Because
he's trying to be the nice guy.
No.
Even though he knows he doesn't give a shit about her.
He must, because he looked like he was going to cry. But don't you think I would rather receive news that I married a murderer in Cancun, Mexico, on a vacation that's paid for, than receive news that I married a murderer on my couch in my house that I pay for?
Yeah, I guess there's a... that's a good buffer zone. Yeah
because then you can just go sit on the beach and like cry a little bit. Work it out. Like,
I've married an axe murderer.
Yeah, I don't understand why he couldn't just go to Cancun by himself.
Cause I don't know. That's a good question, but we can get back to that. But did you? They planted this little seed at the very beginning, and I thought they were going to keep going with it. Is that apparently they kept forgetting each other's names?
Yeah, she kept forgetting his name.
Was it?
Yeah, I think he remembered her name, but she kept forgetting his name.
No, I thought they were just kind of like deep in a session. He's like, Abigail. I mean,
No, she kept forgetting that his name was Tristan, which she should be able to remember because she's very Christian. You know?
what does that have to do with
rhymes.
anything?
Like she needs to word association.
Oh, maybe she's not good at mnemonic devices.
If you're forgetting, I'd be like, I'm very Christian. I married a Tristan. Like that. You know what I mean?
I thought you were like trying to say that holy people just have a better memory of names. Just like, I am a child of God. I remember everyone's names. Tristan,
No.
Danielle, Abigail.
No.
Oh, no.
She should be able to associate that. That's what I would do. I'd be like, like Bobby, he needs to find a hobby. Like, I don't know. Because I forget people's names too. So that's my advice to Mia, if you're out there.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret that might blow something, might blow us out of the water.
Blow something. What is it?
They're not as smart as you. If you hadn't noticed, these people we're called morons at first sight because we're talking
true.
about a bunch of idiots. There's no fucking, they're going to forget each other's names because they're dumb.
Yeah, she thought she could get hepatitis A from giving him a kiss on the lips. So,
she has a little lipstick container with a turd on it instead.
Oh my God.
No, I'm going too far.
Who doesn't put a turd on their lipstick container once in a while, you know?
I'm glad I'm not the only one now.
Why not? Yeah, so that happened. And then that was kind of like the biggest news that I think came out of this episode, is that Mia probably has a warrant out for her arrest.
Because she's a murderer.
Yeah.
And
I could have sworn they said she had a warrant at the end of this episode.
They did.
They did.
It was in the pre-cap.
In the pre-cap. So what? Yeah, we just don't know what for or what the situation is.
It was for her lampshade sleeves.
For making people's skin into lampshades. Wearing people's skin to her birthday.
No, that's better. That's better when I was thinking. I was just making fun of her like the day after the wedding when they woke up. Like for some reason, she put on an outfit, and the only thing I could look at were her sleeves. Just looked like 3 stacked lampshades on top of each other.
You know what I do want to say about that, which I liked, is that I like Tristan, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I like him. He so far he deserves love. Like, I liked that she came out and she was like, "How do I look?" Like, just kidding. And he was like, "Oh, spin it around." Like, he was like her own personal hype man. I thought that was so cute. Like, I like that.
I can't say anything bad about Tristan either. It's like as much as I want to, other than the fact that he's on this show.
Dude, he's a wonderful man. He just like had a moment of desperation, I think, and that's what led him to go on the show. Like, he owns like a tutoring fucking thing for kids.
Does he?
Yeah, like I think he's just such
I thought he was just a club owner.
Club?
Or yeah, like
that.
Yeah.
Oh, really? No.
I thought I
he
read
owns
something.
A tutoring club.
Oh.
So he owns a place for kids to fucking get tutored.
To fuck and get
tutored?
He created a safe haven for children to orgy and learn their studies.
Tristan,
where did you pick this stuff up?
Involved in child pornography. I do need to set that disclaimer. No, but for real, like, he runs a tutoring club for kids. He's pretty Christian. I mean, that's nice. Like, he's just nice. She comes in, he hypes her up. Like, he asked her if she wanted him to sleep on the couch. She's waiting to kiss her. Like, he didn't go to Cancun when she got arrested. Like,
which, by the way, did you see that awkward smile he had when he was like trying to decide whether he was going to be on the bed or the couch or not? And she's like, "Oh, that's so nice." And he was like,
say no. But she let him sleep in the bed with her, she said.
Mm-hmm. And then he got an awkward boner in the middle of the night and poked her in the butt. And she was like, "Couch."
And that's why she went to jail. She cut his dick off.
That's Lorena Bobbitt all over again.
She's going to throw it over the fence.
Yes.
But yeah, I like that. He's like her hype man. I'm so here for it. He's like, "Oh, damn, girl, give me a spin. What you doing?" I like it. Yeah. I thought that was cute.
Tristan, you're making it really hard for me to hate you right now.
I can't hate him. He's so sweet.
Oh, something's going to come up. Something's going to come up.
No, it looks like it's all coming up for her. And he's just going to keep being nice and try to work through it. There's no way they're going to be able to stay together though if like she has legal issues.
How do you figure?
Well,
it depends if she's actually a murderer or not. Because if it's just legal issues, like she's a tax evader or something like that, like I think I could love a tax evader.
no. If you already loved someone and built something with them and got to know them and had been through something with them and then saw they were a tax evader, yeah, you might want to consider working through that with them. If you just met someone and found out they were a tax evader, you would not. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, red flag, gotta cut it. Like, I would never meet someone right now and be like, oh my God, like, he's, so hot and so cool. And then he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm in a shitload of legal trouble. I'd be like, well, fucking Nora, I gotta go.
I don't know. I feel like I might try and get to know where the legal trouble's coming from before I'm like, yes, it's gonna obviously raise a red flag, but I'd be like, all right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Why are you in this trouble then? Oh,
I would dip.
Really? Just instantly?
For sure, yeah. Easily. Because I don't fucking know you, dude. Like, I don't have it, if I don't know someone, it's not in there for me to like.
Well, exactly. You don't know them. That's why you try and know them. Try and know. Because, they might have an actual pretty good excuse for why they're a murderer or a tax evader.
But there's 7 billion people in the world. So there's a lot of people who don't do that.
But there's only one true love.
I don't know. I can't. If you get involved with someone and on day 2 we find out they're in legal issues.
Okay, so
I'm going to have to block them on your phone when you're not looking. I can't have it, Ricky.
Sorry, Ricky. You're not allowed to date her.
No.
She's gone. Gone.
I also have... She's gone. Well, she's a murderer.
Yes.
I also have a low tolerance.
So what if... I think what's gonna end it is the fact that she didn't bring it up first. Like,
well, yeah, she fucking lied.
Yeah, so like someone brings something up first, like I'm a tax evader. Does that change the situation at all?
No, honestly, I would just be like, thank you so much for being honest with me. Like, I appreciate that, and you allowed me to be able to make my own choice about the situation right now, which I really appreciate and I respect you for. But romantically, it's not going to advance.
Gotcha. All right, so
probably. I mean,
Let me push my computer away and I gotta tell you something, Ariana.
What?
I'm a tax evader.
So we're still fucking best friends. I don't care. You know why?
And I'm a murderer.
Because we built this friendship since middle school. So.
But I'm also a murderer.
That's fine too. Again, because I have loyalty to you at this point. Like, see, that's the difference. Like, if you killed someone, I don't want you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But would I help you hide the body? Honestly, Ricky, I would. 100%. Because we fucking have built this, like, over years. But if I just met someone and they're like, oh, I killed someone, help me hide the body. I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
You gotta find someone else.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I have something to talk about you after this show.
Okay.
I have a few skeletons in the closet that we're going to take care of.
Literally.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I think that's it for them. What do you think? Is that it for them?
I don't know. I do think their first kiss is going to be so forced.
Are they going to kiss?
In the pre-cap for episode 1 or 2,
they did.
They showed them kissing.
On the lips? I gotta go back and see.
The lips.
I gotta go back and see because I don't remember that. Thank you for letting me know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be so forced. They're gonna be like, let's just get the kiss out of the fucking way and just let's just do it. At least see if we get the butterflies, the tingle.
Well, they definitely didn't have sex, and she said she can't have sex with someone until she's in love with them. Stop.
For anyone who's just listening and couldn't hear my eye roll.
Yeah, for anyone who couldn't hear Ricky's extended eye roll. No, I mean, you know what? I respect that.
Yeah, no, I too. Me too. I'll just leave it at that. You do you, Mia. Eye roll.
I do also want to say that next episode, Bobby did say that he wants Danielle to be a stay-at-home mom and throw her career to the wind.
I picked that up too, but I chose to ignore it because I don't know the context of it yet. Because that could have been just in a conversation, and then they may have cut to her reaction sad, you know?
Yeah.
They may have sold that story in the pre-cap to get you to watch the next episode.
Right.
That may have been a conversation that could be totally different when you actually watch and get into it. So that's why I was like, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on that.
Okay.
But it's Bobby. So it's very likely.
They were also on bicycles when he said it, which makes it even more...
No,
not the time for that conversation when we're riding bicycles.
All the arguments happen on bikes. And I can't remember, it was either like season 6 or 5.
Yeah.
There was a couple there riding bikes, and the other couple...
They divorced.
Well, duh, of course.
2 days later.
Really?
Yeah.
After the whole, like, are you staying together or not?
Dude, no. Before that, it was that couple where she had blonde
they
hair.
divorced in the season.
He was like in the military and learned Farsi. That's why I remember them, because that was like so odd to me. And they divorced like literally days after riding those bikes. They divorced during the honeymoon or right after the honeymoon. Like they separated during the honeymoon after riding those bikes. They got into a huge fight.
So from here on out, anytime on Married at First Sight, if you see someone riding a bike, bad news is ahead.
That is
troubled seas.
I feel like riding bikes with someone though can be how you really realize like you kind of sync together or you don't at all. Because have you ever like been this is gonna get into a whole discussion.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Have you ever, like, I feel like I've ridden bikes. Ricky's done. He's listening. You're spasming even for it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel like I've ridden bikes with, like, a couple different people and in a couple different relationships. And I feel like, have you ever, like, ridden bikes with someone and you're, like, on the same page? Like, you're leisurely riding the bikes. It's all good. You're like, hey, you want to stop here? Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to keep going? Great. You want to? And you're just like, great. We're on these bikes. You know what I mean? We're great. Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side, have you ever been riding bikes with someone and they suddenly get like pissed? Like
they get too competitive?
No, not competitive, but just like you're not in sync. Like maybe they start getting a certain way, like, oh, you're not keeping up, or like you're going too fast, or like I didn't want to stop there. Like, can we just go home? Or like I'm getting hungry. Like I feel like that shit really comes out on a bike.
You know, what's funny is like that's a pretty great example, because I remember one time when I was in the Poconos when I was like 17 or something.
Yeah.
My parents and I think, oh no, that's right. My friend Johnny was supposed to go with us, but he couldn't because he got sick in the middle of the night. Fuck you, Johnny. But I remember them. Because the Poconos is very hilly.
Yeah.
And they were exactly like that, riding their bikes together. It's like, no, you gotta switch gears, change it up. No, you're not keeping up.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Did they divorce?
No, they're in the room over there. But what I'm saying is, it did come out on a bike.
Dude, shit comes out on a bike. Like, if you can ride bikes with someone and just be okay, I think that you might have a chance of having a better relationship. Because you get on a bike with somebody and shit comes out. And they'll be yelling at you to change gears, like you said. Like, that shit gets so real. Yeah. I'm just saying. So, and then also on bicycles is not a good time to have a conversation about the kind of life you want to make with somebody. Like, I don't think Bobby should have been like, he was pedaling behind her and he was like, are you going to work when we have kids? Like, not the time.
Shouting it like up, and it's like a whole busy bike path. Hey, you want to have kids?
Like ringing his bell and doing his turn signal. Like, are you going to be a stay-at-home mom? Are you going to sacrifice your career? Like Bobby, not the time to talk about these huge issues while on bikes.
I think every life-altering decision should be made on two wheels.
I fucking hate you, dude.
What? What did I say?
I can't. Like, now you got me ugly laughing. Should be made of two. You fucking jackass.
Hey, you want to take this out on a bike?
Let me get on my bike so we can hash this out.
You imagine that? Just like they're about to have an argument and they just like, no, babe, garage, get the bikes down, check the tire pressure. We're going at this.
Let's take this talk to the bikes.
And then it turns into like road rash. He's got a chain. Just like,
whoosh, whoosh. Oh my god. Okay.
I think Married at First Sight would be so much better if we wrote everything if we wrote the drama for the couples.
No, I'm telling you, we should have tried out for the DC season and sabotaged it and just been like 100% crazy.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
Road ration.
One thing I did want to tell you is that last episode you said that you liked the venue so much, and they did mention
what venue?
Where they had their weddings and where they stayed the night. You said that you liked
they had
rooms.
like the rooms. Yes.
They stayed at the Lucky Spur Ranch. Just so you know.
You found it?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Just like I'm gonna find that gym guy, and I can find anything on the internet. Yeah, they stayed at the Lucky Spur Ranch. So if you ever want to stay there, Ricky.
You hear that, future wife? We're staying at the Lucky Spur Ranch.
Yep, you and Ricky. And all your conversations are going to be on two wheels. And then
will you marry me? Wait, babe, keep up! I can't keep up. I got a ring. Babe,
change gears. I have cancer.
No way! I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant. I'm miscarrying right now in my underwear. Oh my god. Okay.
Keep it together.
Take it.
Get off the bike.
I gotta get off the bike and on the podcast. Okay, and then one thing I did want to say is that during the pre-honeymoon sessions, they did that was different this time. They kept talking about, I was going to ask you, they kept talking about how they receive and give love and that they need to be aware of that and love languages. And I was going to ask you, do you know what your love language is?
This is weird because I'm taking an interpersonal communications class right now, for those that don't know. And we have to do group projects. Nice.
I tried to turn it away.
Yeah. We have to do group projects, and for my group project, we're doing negative relationships, and I'm writing about codependency on mine.
It's a good one.
Yes, but another group, they're doing the languages of love, and now that I'm getting onto that, what I'm trying to say is, what the fuck are those? Because I'm not part of that group. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, maybe you can fill us in one of these episodes when your group does their thing, but I think that obviously I had to Google it.
So do you know what your language of love is?
No. I can't remember what they are. I can look them up real quick again, but
it's like physical, emotional, and
no, they're there's 5 of them. One of them is like receiving gifts or giving gifts.
Okay.
This is so unprofessional. I should have had it ready for the podcast.
Grab the bikes.
Get the bikes so we can hash this out. One of them is words of affirmation.
Okay.
So
that's like compliments and saying you're great and awesome.
Yeah, or like being verbal to the. My shit just. What? Where's it? Fuck. Oh, okay. Words of affirmation. So using words to build the other person up, like being like, "Oh, thanks for taking the garbage out. You look great in that bike." You know what I mean? And then.
Wait a minute. Way to totally just fuck up the entire English language. You look great in that bike.
You've never been inside of a bike before?
Not as far as I can tell. I mean, who knows? Who's to say? I do a lot of stuff when I'm asleep.
Well, apparently words of affirmation is not my love language. It's not how I express love because I can't speak. Gifts. So, like, somebody giving you gifts. And I don't think it has to be, like, Ferraris. It can be, like, you know, here's
Butt
a little
plugs.
butt plug that I thought of you. Exactly. And then acts of service, like doing something for them, like cooking for them or doing... Yeah, let's do these in the butt plug. So, words of affirmation. I love the butt plug. I love the way that butt plug feels. Gifts. Here's a butt plug.
I love that the butt plug is molded into your face.
And then gifts. Here's a butt plug. And then acts of service.
Thanks for inserting the butt plug.
Right. Well, that's words of affirmation. But you would just insert the butt plug. That's like an act of service. Like doing something for someone you know. Quality time. Spending time with them in the butt plug. Setting the butt plug on the couch. Spending time together. And then physical touch, which is obviously like, you know, fucking touching somebody. So what?
I'm trying to think of an analogy to bring that back to butt plug somehow, but
probably just like having the butt plug be a shoulder pet, like it was for you earlier. Touching the butt plug.
You're a good butt plug.
You're a little butt plug. So what do you think is yours? How do you see love, and then how do you give it? I was just wondering if you knew, because the people in the show seem to really know.
No, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to think deeply about that. Okay, you said affirmation,
gifts, acts of service, quality time, and physical touch.
I'm probably either quality time or affirmation.
Okay, so you like to spend quality time with someone. That's how you give your love, or is that how you receive love?
I thought that meant give for both of these. Wait.
No, because you can give it and receive it differently.
Okay. So...
I guess. Like, you know?
I guess I'm a giver of affirmation, and I like to receive quality time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's your answer?
I definitely don't do words of affirmation. I know that. I think that I probably do acts of service and quality time. Is how I would show it. And then I think how I receive it is definitely like gifts. Not like, oh, buy me a Ferrari, but like if somebody gets me a little something, or like, you know, like even if they just get me like a little candy or whatever, then I know they were thinking of me, and that makes me feel loved.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of like in terms of affirmation, I think, too, right? But it's like an affirmation you can...
Affirmation is like saying it.
Tangible affirmation.
Yeah, a gift is kind of like that, right? Yeah. So I guess I like getting gifts and quality time, probably. Like spending time.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah, because they talked about it a lot in this episode, so...
Yeah.
I wondered.
I'm going to have to see if those are the 5 languages of love that they go into in that group project in class.
Let us know.
It's not going to be for a while. I think it's due in like late November.
Well, our finale.
There we go.
We can have them on the show.
Oh, God.
Let them talk about their fucking research.
All right. So, as we're closing things down, what are our predictions? Or, let's see, we usually end it. Which couple is going to last in the Moron of the Week?
Top Moron.
So now that the situation changed, who's going to last? And you can't use the pre-cap to alter.
I can't use the pre-cap?
You can't use the pre-cap.
If I'm not using the pre-cap, Danielle and Bobby. I'm changing my answer this week, Danielle and Bobby, because they are pretty into each other. They're on the same page. And then when they were in the therapy session and he was like, you know, I think he was like, and I don't like to use the word brave on these people a lot, but he was kind of brave. So brave. He was brave. He was brave to say that she's hard to read. Like, I think that was good that he said that out loud. And then she really received it well. Like, she was like, you know what? I am. And this is probably what I could do better. And he was like, yeah. And I think that was really good. It looked like a good sign for the future. Like, they were communicating well.
That's true. That is a very bold thing to do with someone when you first know them, is to be like, here's a flaw of yours.
Right. Or boom. Here's something I'm struggling with. Like, yeah. I thought that was really nice. I mean, I like that. So then, what do you think?
Probably Amber and Dave.
Why?
Because they seem to click at brunch. Whether they banged or not, they had okay, yes, parent things aside, like they just seem like they're clicking really well, and
Right.
I don't have a good explanation like you do.
You just like them
no, I don't.
together, or just because they're both so boring, you just think they're kind of.
I mean, they're both boring, but just something about this episode, they seemed very coupley, despite everything.
They did, but sometimes I think that could be a red flag if like too soon you're seeming too, I don't know, like that. It's like, where do you go from there? I don't know. Like there's more to learn.
Right.
We'll see.
All right. Top moron of the week.
Top moron of the week. I want to say. Okay, I'm going to choose Bobby because on national TV, he admitted that he can't fit a Magnum condom. And that I'm not saying everybody needs to be able to do that. I'm just saying don't admit it on or don't say that on national TV and to some girl you just meet. Like when you just meet someone and you're about to take them to bed, my advice is never say, hey, I can never fit into a Magnum condom. Anyway, want to get in bed? So that's why he's the top moron. He still got laid, I think. So congratulations to him, dude. Like congratulations that she was willing to do that. But yeah, my top moron. And his comment also about the condoms. Like he just like word vomited in that whole moment.
He just didn't know how to act around condoms. Like,
yeah.
What are these? Ah!
He was like really scared.
He just busted in his pants in that moment.
He was like,
oh, sorry, babe. We're gonna have to take a 20-minute.
Oh my god. Anyway, get the Magnums. I mean, what?
Get the little sailors.
Get the.
That's the condoms he uses. The little sailors.
Little sailors.
Obviously, you don't go condom shopping enough.
You're right.
Everyone knows about the little sailors.
Yeah.
I wish those were real.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows about the lubricated little sailors for her pleasure.
Can you imagine those commercials? Like Trojan and like what's the Durex or whatever lifestyle condoms are always like ridiculous anyways. Just always on the couch. It's like, did you? And he pulls that out of his pocket. When I like to have a nice night in the town, I like to bring my little sailors with me. So you know it always fits.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. Like, whenever I have a date, I bring my little sailors, just in case she has Magnums. So that's fine that he can't fit into Magnums. No shame in that game, but don't say it on TV. Then it just makes it sound like he has a micro penis. You know what I'm saying? There's no in between. It's not like...
You think?
She seemed happy the next day, so no.
That might be her thing.
He has a chode. I'm calling it. I think he has a chode.
That's what started his murderous streak, his psychotic episodes.
Chode. Yeah.
He was pantsed at a young age, and everyone saw it, and he's like, "Oh no, my secret's out." He wears little sailors.
He wears a little sailors drops out of his pocket. So he's my top moron for that, and I'm gonna stick by it. What about you?
Mia.
Because
she got herself arrested somehow.
Right.
I really don't have a big grand desk explanation for it. It's just who gets themselves arrested? I mean,
Mia.
You either yes, true.
Don't you think Tristan should be the moron in that scenario though? Because he didn't still go to Cancun. I can't That's so fucking moronic to me. Also, he's a precious man, but
no, like you said, he's a sweet guy, and he's doing it for love, or the idea of love.
Right. He's doing it for someone who won't kiss him or fuck him.
He's really desperate.
Yeah, like I would not. That's another thing to add to our discussion. When you were like, well, if somebody said they evaded taxes, I might want to get into it and understand more. What if they wouldn't fuck you or kiss you? I don't know how much you'd want to get into it.
All right, yeah. You got a good point there. Yes. Yeah. If I hadn't kissed them or fucked them yet, at that point, they're still like, no. I'm like, bye.
Yeah, and they're like,
thank you for your time.
Law. Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
That is so my go-to.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. But if you got in trouble with the law and you won't, like, fuck me, I got no use for you. Like, I don't know. That's so fucked up of me to say out loud, but
into a recording.
Yeah.
Where
Like, yep.
where everyone is available, where it's available to everyone to hear, including the people you're talking about.
Yep, and to learn how my bottom lines are absurd, but that's my bottom line. So, yeah, I don't.
Yes. Well, I'm still going with Mia because she's dumb enough to get herself arrested on a show, and like it's got to be either something really, really dumb or really, really big.
Well, that's another thing, actually. So she knows that there's a warrant out for her arrest, and she proceeds to try to leave the country.
Do you think she knew there was a warrant out for her arrest? Some people can have warrants out for the arrest and not know it, for like unpaid parking tickets accumulated over.
I think she knows.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm hoping she knows, because that's going to be more drama for us to watch in the future.
I think she knows, because Tristan said she lied to me. If she didn't know, it's not lying.
True.
You know?
True.
So I think that she knows, and that is moronic as fuck. I would have tried to bargain with the producers and been like, can we go to Miami? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, to not get caught.
I know you bought us this thing to Cancun, but why don't we stay within the contiguous states?
And we're going to drive. So.
My mom used to get stopped at the airport all the time.
For?
So someone who was on the run from a law
had her name. Oh my god.
So every time my mom flew for like a couple of years, my mom would get pulled aside and be like, "Are you her?" She's like, "No." "Okay, see you later."
See ya. Yeah,
and then I guess she finally got caught, and my mom doesn't get caught anymore.
Wow. I've been pulled to the side a lot, and I've been patted down and everything. And
really?
Obviously my dad has been pulled off, and but we're Middle Eastern. I feel like that's that's normal.
It's the normal thing for it. I've never had that happen. Never been pulled aside.
You never been randomly checked for like gunpowder?
I mean,
anything? Or like had them try to pat you down and ask like, do you want to go into this private room for us to pat you down, or are you comfortable?
Well, the last time I flew, while I was walking, the last time I flew was 2004, and things weren't that big of a deal back then. Mm-hmm. There was no TSA back then.
Sure. And
then I flew in 2008 when I was coming back from the hospital after my accident. I don't think there was a TSA then either. And then
after 9/11, shit got kind of real.
And this is all after 9/11.
Yeah. I think it was less intense before they started banning liquids and like all that other shit.
Yeah. Last time I flew was 2000.
Didn't you go to X Games in like Texas?
2016 or 17, I think that was. And it was very awkward because I did get pulled aside by a TSA agent, but that's just because I'm in a wheelchair. And they're like, you get privilege check.
You get privilege.
And the dude who was checking me was so awkward. He was like, he sounded like Super Mario on helium. He's like, okay, I'm going to check you for bombs and stuff now. And he like got the back of his hands like, I'm going to check you with the back of my hands, and I'm going to rub you and see if I can find a bomb. I don't know what accent I'm doing.
What are they really going to find when they're going like this on your thighs and vagina? Like nothing.
It's less threatening that way. You can't jerk someone off with the back with the back of your hand.
Really?
Hey.
Watch me.
Challenge accepted.
You haven't met these gams. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. Anyway, she's silly for that.
Yep, she's my moron of the week.
That's a good one. All right, well.
That sounds like an episode to me. All right, well, we are officially on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, and hopefully more in the future.
And YouTube.
You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Check out berpod.com. You can find all our episodes conveniently in one spot. So you have a friend to be like, oh, have you heard of this awesome show with these two awesome people that talk about this stupid awesome show?
Yeah.
No, we'll go to berpod.com. All the episodes are right there. Oh, thanks, dude. Cool. See you later.
Bye.
Abrupt ending.
Abrupt ending.